Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Hey, good morning, Ollie. How are you? Thanks to the Rose Lindsay. I like to do these vocal warm-ups before I start praying. Helps with focus. Good morning, Kieran. Good morning, Shar. Good morning, Eliana. How are you all doing? Good morning, Bugger. You're learning Sanskrit because of me? What do you mean? Are you taking a Sanskrit class? Good morning, Lids. Good morning, Macho Mama. So nice to see you all. What am I doing? Voice training? Yes, actually. I started training my voice a couple of years ago by saying these prayers every morning, and it's only recently that I've started doing it in front of a large audience. But yes, this is vocal practice for me. I'm doing really well, Alyssa. I'm really happy to be here with all of you. Sometimes it takes me a while in the morning to alright, center, here I am. I'm going live. I'm going to pray. I'm going to meditate. But now I'm here, and it's just so great to be here with you all. Thank you so much for being here with me. So, we will start this morning, as we always start, with the book of Deuteronomy. And the setting of this book. It's a story about a fictional group of people named the Israelites and a fictional man named Moses, who the Israelites elected to be their representative to God. And so Moses talks to Yahweh, and Yahweh talks to Moses. Moses talks to the people, and this is what he says. Good morning, Shizan. Moses says, Shema Yisrael, Asher Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. Good morning, Sour Jazzy. How are you? So what do those words mean? Black people are the true Hebrews of God. You know, I take issue with this concept of a true Hebrew or of a chosen person, right? I mean, that's language that is very common in my tradition. We are the chosen people. God chose us, elected us to be the special ethnicity. And I find that deeply, deeply problematic. And the source of a tremendous amount of harm and violence in the world, this thought that a group of people can be chosen and deserves higher privileges than another group of people. I don't like it, even though it's embedded in my tradition and in the words that I'm speaking to you today. Good morning, Lady B. So, what do the words that Moses said mean? Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. Yes, the Shema, Sally. What does it mean to you? Shema means listen in Hebrew. And Israel means you who struggles with God. And then the next 3 words are God names, right? Good morning, Paige. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for the gift, Savannah. Am I Christian? No, I'm Jewish. And the next 3 words in the Shema, Yahweh, Eloheinu, Yahweh, or sometimes I'll say Yahweh, Eloheinu, Asherah, right? These are 3 names of Canaanitic deities that were worshipped in the land of Israel before it was the land of Israel, in the land of Canaan, right? God does not like the tattoos on my body. Yahweh certainly would not like this tattoo, right? It's Asherah's symbol, the serpent with each its tail. But I don't need to please Yahweh. What happens after death? Everyone keeps asking me this question as if I know the answer. Life continues after death. There's a tree. This tree, we are all a part of it, and we have been a part of it for 3.8 billion years, and we will continue to be a part of it until all life is done. And when your body dies, the tree remains. That is what happens after death. Do I know the Sheva laws of the Torah? No, I do not. I'd love to learn about them, though. Let me know. What do they mean? Hi, Jolie. It's been a while. How have you been? It's really nice to see you this morning. So, the Shema says, Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad, Asher Echad. All are one. These names of God, they're actually the same God. And the serpent can consume its own tail and yet remain the same serpent. Yahweh Echad, all is one. You just came back from a camping trip in the Rockies. Well, that sounds fun. I hope you had a great time. So, this is a statement of monotheism, right? Like, it could be read as a statement of Jewish exceptionalism. We get to worship Yahweh, nobody else does. I don't know. You could interpret the words in so many different ways. It's hard to say the right way to interpret them. And Moses is actually mute on the subject. He says this thing, this like very profound claim. Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. Listen, Israel. All is one. Thank you, Jolie. Listen, Israel. All is one. And then what? Well, ואהבת את ענת אלוהיך ובכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך וחיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך וחיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. Yes, this is Jewish mysticism. What do I preach? What do I believe? Well, maybe you should listen, and you'll find out. That's all I'm here to do, to tell you today. It's what I believe, what I listen, although I don't actually believe in believing. I think that is a problematic frame, right? My religious practice is not about belief. I don't actually ask you to believe anything. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Yes, Sally. So the word Adonai in Hebrew literally translates as Lord, right? Like Lord, Baron, Duke of Duchessness, right? It means Lord, a title for a male patriarch who has land. And the reason why the word Adonai is used is because after the Babylonian exile, oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my friend.
How's it?
It's going well. I'm running late.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise. I talked with Reggie, and then I had to do a lot of banking, because did you know that they do confusing banking things?
Oh. Did you get my banking thing?
You said that there was a thing that was healthcare.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even though it will say a gas station.
Yeah. Would you like to sit with me for a little bit?
I'm gonna go get some coffee and maybe I'll come back.
Okay.
You like your treat?
I ate it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
What's going on? My friend came in. You get a little bit of manufactured authenticity. That's my friend. She'll be back with coffee. Alright, so Sally, you brought up something really important, and I really appreciate it that you brought it up, because it's a distinction that very few people realize, but I think it's so important. So this word Adonai in Hebrew means Lord, right? And in the traditional liturgy that you recite in synagogue, that's what you hear. You Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Listen, Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Right? And I deliberately do not say that, because I do not think that Yahweh is my Lord, right? And if you actually read the Hebrew, right, like I have the Hebrew right here, this word, right, there, this word here, yeah, that's the word. If you pronounce it in Hebrew letters, Yud He, Vav He, it's Yahweh. That's what it says. The prayer says Yahweh, right? In the Torah itself, the actual written words in the book say Yahweh. But there was this thing that happened after the Babylonian exile, right? The Babylonian Empire came, they destroyed Jerusalem, and they killed the people inside it, and they carted off others into exile. And when the priests returned from Babylonian exile and they rebuilt their temple, they had a very strong need to assert a religious monopoly over their faith. And so they created a taboo. And they said, you shall not say the word Yahweh. The only one who's allowed to say the word Yahweh is the high priest on the Temple Mount, inside the Holy of Holies, that sacred cave, on Yom Kippur, on the Day of Atonement. And that's it. Otherwise, the word Yahweh cannot be spoken. Right? This is an incredibly powerful taboo. And it was effective, right? And so that's why in synagogue you might have heard things like, oh, you shouldn't, don't take the name of the Lord in vain, right? Or you say Adonai, or you say Hashem. Hashem means the name in Hebrew. Yes, I am Jewish. Surprise! Right, so there's this specific taboo against saying the word Yahweh, and it's to depersonalize him, right? Like, Yahweh in the original Canaanitic pantheon, like if you read stories about it, like he was a character like Zeus, right? Like there's a pottery fragment from the Judean desert that has images of two gods, Yahweh and Asherah, and it says Yahweh and his Asherah, right? Here's Asherah. This is a statue replica of Asherah that I made. This is very similar to statues that were found all over ancient Canaan. So Yahweh was a character with personality traits, and after the Babylonian exile, there was a series of religious moves, spiritual moves, to depersonalize him. You have this knowledge, and yet you shame him with my actions, which are an abomination. Well, some of Yahweh's actions are an abomination. Like, it says in the book that Yahweh killed the firstborn sons of all of the Egyptians. That's genocide, right? That's genocide. Yahweh's a genocidal maniac. So I'm comfortable being an abomination. If the God that I'm supposed to worship, like, openly encourages genocide, he tells Joshua to go into the city of Jericho and kill all of the women and children that are there, right? Like, abomination. There's genocide throughout this text. It's full of genocide. In fact, Yahweh is a god of genocide. That's part of his personality characteristics, right? He gives and receives genocide among his people. Like, what does it say? I have this here. Okay, let me read this quote to you. Yes. So, in the story of the golden calf, right? Like the Jews are worshiping a golden calf, and Moses is on Mount Sinai, and he brings down these commandments, and he sees that they're worshiping a golden calf, and he gets so angry. And here's what Moses says to them. He says, "Thus says Yahweh, the God of Israel, each of you put sword on thigh, go back and forth from gate to gate throughout the camp, slay brother, neighbor, and kin." The Levites did as Moses had bidden, and some 3,000 people fell that day. What is that, right? Moses says, these people in my kinship group are not obeying my rules. Kill them. And 3,000 people were murdered because they were worshiping a golden calf. They were worshiping a manifestation of Asherah, right? This is in the book. This is in the book, right? So Yahweh is a genocidal God. Yahweh literally commanded Moses to exterminate a portion of his people that were not worshiping him. Are you hearing this? Are you understanding me when I'm saying this? Right? I would hate to be the one misinforming people, taking verses out of context. Taking verses out of context. What other context do you want? Yahweh says, go kill these people. It's a false idol, sure. So you worship a false idol that means genocide? That means you deserve genocide? Like, this is nonsense. This is absolutely nonsense. So we're getting away from ourselves. I have some prayers to recite to you. I don't need to just talk and talk and talk and talk. But I'm sure some of you are hearing this. So the reason why I say the word Yahweh instead of the word Adonai is because I don't want to hide Yahweh behind a veil, right? Like, Yahweh is a character that has had a profound influence on my faith and the faith of the entire world, right? Like, Yahweh has structured the nature of our society quite profoundly, right? This character of Yahweh, right? And the character of Yahweh, if you read the book, is a genocidal patriarch. So what are we to do with that? What are we to do with that? Well, here. Let's continue to read from the Old Testament, and maybe we'll get some understanding of what we are to do with this character of Yahweh which Moses claims. Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. Hey!
It's just a peek.
You just have a smiling face, and it makes me smile. I'll see you later. I'm still at the very beginning.
That's fine. I'm not gonna stay the whole time.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just my relationship to time is fraught. I'm telling these people how Yahweh is genocidal, and I read this thing about how he told Moses to kill 3,000 people, and they're like, "You're taking verses out of context." Well, yes, I am, but it does say that. Can I have a sip?
Yeah, it's kind of cold.
Okay.
That's okay.
All right. No mushroom tea today. No, I'm drinking coffee. Newsflash, clowns. People are allowed to read the Bible and not agree with it. Crazy concept. I like you. Oh, you're a good one. Thank you.
Clowns people? What?
She's calling the trolls.
Newsflash, clowns. People are allowed to read the Bible. I was like, clowns people? Excuse me?
Yes. Paige is drinking coffee too. Yes, people are allowed to read the Bible and not agree with it. That's true. What comes next I really like it's sort of the foundation of all of my religious practices, this next prayer, so I'll sing it to you. It goes like this. Ve'ahavta et anat Elohecha uv'chol levavcha ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך וחיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך וחיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך.
Are those little purple flashes meaning that somebody's recording the sound?
No, it means that my moderators are muting trolls. My moderators work very hard.
Muted.
There's a lot of trolls.
I'm not wearing my glasses, and I thought it said music.
Yeah, I'm reading this stream. Yeah, people are being muted, but some people are being very thoughtful. What language is that?
Are you reading?
That's
So
beautiful.
fast.
This is Hebrew, and here's what the Hebrew means. You shall love Yahweh Eloheinu with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. And take to heart these instructions which I charge to you today, right? These instructions that we said before, Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad, all is one. The serpent eats its tail. This strange paradox that I can repeat as many times as I possibly can and still not actually understand what it means. Take to heart these instructions. Transport them through the ether into your cell phone so that 259 people can listen to you blather on about them. Impress them to your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. And bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. And inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. So it's a very simple prayer, right? Like, it doesn't actually... It's sort of devoid of content. All it says is "copy me," right? It is this shape, right? Like it eats itself. It's like, hey, I'm this prayer. What do you do with the prayer? You say the prayer. The prayer says, "Say me." And
Although the things that people tend to literally bind to their hands and their foreheads are square
that's true.
because they contain a copy of the prayer within a box.
Yeah, we could look at that. Have you? Yeah, I like those things.
Yeah.
I don't put them on. I'm like kind of afraid to put them on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Afraid is not the right word, but like I don't feel like I earned it.
Yeah.
Like they're sacred objects.
Well, your candle went out.
And candle went out. Now it's back. These were my grandfather's. I bring these out sometimes. That's the extent that I can do at this point for this show. So I can just bring them out to show you. They contain that prayer. I love this like little cardboard like Vicks vape. Yeah, it's like a cold thing that he wrapped in electric tape in like 1984. But this is my grandfather's tefillin. And these boxes contain the prayers that I just recited. Because they literally say, put it on your forehead, like this. Yeah, and I put this on my hand. When I put this on my hand, I wasn't actually thinking about the V'ahavta, but I was, right? Like, that's what it means to me.
I know you're running late.
It's fine.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
Why do you feel like you haven't earned wearing the tefillin versus wearing the talis?
Maybe earn is like not quite the right word. It's more just that like all of my experiences wearing tefillin, I've been with Haredi Jews. Mm-hmm. I've been with ultra-Orthodox Jews, and like it's a really strong symbol. Like it, like you look at someone wearing tefillin, and you're like, that's like it's a very...
A talis is a strong symbol too, but it's like putting on a shawl.
Yeah, like I wear shawls every day.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's less othering. A talis is, I mean, like this one is still like, this is clearly a Jewish symbol, but I don't actually know. Like it just feels more comfortable. Like I do intend to wear this, but I feel like I need to spend more time with Haredi Jews before I can actually have a, because there's like quite a lot of orthodoxy around putting this on. That's another piece of it, right? Like with this talis, there's a prayer on the talis, and I can say the prayer, Baruch atah Asherah Anat Malcha Ha'olam Asher Kiddushani B'mitzvotav V'tzivani L'hitatif L'tzitzi.
Except you said Asherah.
Sure, right. So I can put it says Yahweh on here. I can say Asherah, whatever. But like the practice of putting this on is fairly simple. Whereas this, like, you have to wrap it in this very particular fashion. I don't actually know how to do it. Like I've done it before. Like I've been taught. When you prayed at the Western Wall with your tefillin and kippah, the ultra-Orthodox Jews judged your tattoo. Well, they're very judgmental people. But
yeah,
that's their whole life, is to judge others. Yeah, so like there's a tradition that I need to learn, and like I want to learn it in an Orthodox setting. So I guess that's what I mean by earned it. It's like I need more actual religious education before I feel like I can do this properly, which is like totally a construct. Like I can be as irreverent as I want, but
Can I ask you one more question?
Yes!
And then let you be. If you were to go to the Western Wall tomorrow,
yeah,
what would you do?
I would pray there. What section would I go
Yeah,
in?
where would you go?
I think that would depend on how I was presenting. Like
Okay.
if I looked like this, I would go to the women's section.
Mm-hmm.
I mean I wonder about that. Like
Yeah.
the last time I was there, I was a boy, and so I was in the men's section. And like there are sacred places that are exclusive to men that I've been to that I do intend to go back to.
Right.
But to do that will require performance.
Right.
But I can change my voice. I can grow a beard. I can tie my hair back and like wear masculine clothing. Like I'll do those things.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when I do it.
Okay.
Um,
I've known that about you, but I didn't know like if you were going there like right now.
well, I mean,
happen?
I've also never been to the women's section of the Western
Right.
Wall, right? Like,
I think that will be a very I think it's frankly amazing that you can have both of those experiences because the women's section is so tiny and crowded
yeah,
and the men's section is so wide and everybody has room to daven all which way they want,
yeah.
and that will be interesting.
It will be interesting.
Anyway.
Yeah, I got some gender games to play.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's probably plenty of trolls that I'm not going to read about right now, or just genuinely not troll people who are like, feel like there's a kind of faking that
You
might be
shouldn't-
happening with this. You shouldn't like pretend.
You shouldn't
to be
change
both.
or put on a play. Be your true self and go there. Be authentic to your soul. But King, it's not actually about being authentic to my soul. Like, I think I'm pretty good at being myself, right? But the world exists. Like, the Western Wall is literally divided into these categories, right? There's a male side and there's a women's side. And there are many people who police that categorization, like, very strongly. And, like, however I feel about myself, like, a choice has to be made when you're in that space.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people will hurt you. Like, I can't, like, stand on the boundary. It's very thin. That's what I'd like to do. I'll just stand on that silly little plastic
Oh my gosh.
dividing wall
Yes,
that they've
please.
built. I'll just climb on it. It's like,
Yes.
hey, your walls are dumb. All of them.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
All right. So,
Thanks for the interlude.
I really like it when you're here.
That's great. I liked asking you. I liked talking to you.
Okay, so, is that my real voice? Okay.
You're going to demonstrate your real voice now.
What is my real voice?
This is your real voice.
They're all my real voice. I don't have a fake voice. I'm not speaking with a loudspeaker. Like,
Right.
they're all my real voice. But we can do a boy voice and we can say a boy's prayer. It goes like this. Baruch atah Yahweh, Eloheinu melech haolam, shelo ashani isha. I repeat the name of Yahweh Eloheinu, who did not make me a woman. Because I did. Baruch atah Asherah, Adnat melech haolam, asher yitzar et ha'adam bechachama uvera ve'or. I repeat the name of Asherah Anat, who made me with many openings and cavities. Thanks, Asherah. I mean, Asherah didn't make me with openings and cavities. I made me with openings and cavities too. Or my mother did. Like, what is development? I don't know. But both of those prayers are Orthodox prayers that I've modified, right? Like, the words Yahweh and Asherah are not in either of them. They just say Adonai constantly.
Which
But,
means
like,
the Lord.
The Lord, right? I have no desire to pray to the Lord. Like, some dude in a castle somewhere. Like, that's not it's not what I'm about. So I can invoke these characters, right? I can invoke masculine divinity and be like, hey, masculine divinity, Thanks for not making me a woman. And, like, honestly, thanks. Even though that prayer, like, can be interpreted kind of disturbingly, right? Like, it's a statement of patriarchy, but I can say it in honesty. And I also am grateful that I have this character that I can think about all the time. Like, that's all she is to me. She's a character, but, like, also she's everything. Like, that's the nature of her character. And that's pretty cool. Can you sing the Shema? I already did. I've actually said the Shema like 20 times today.
Oh. Do it tomorrow.
I will do it tomorrow. You can come back tomorrow. It's 6 words. Shema Yisrael Asher Eloheinu Yahweh Echad. I like getting requests. Like, I actually like getting song requests quite a lot. Like, I can try to sing songs if you ask me to sing them. Or just, it's a different life, but it's doing really well. It's very popular. I like you all. Yes, I'm Jewish. You love watching me every morning. It's so grounding. People say incredibly kind things to me.
That's great.
Yeah. It makes me really happy.
That's great.
And I like your coffee.
That's great.
Hi, Katie. I'm late today, so you didn't miss me.
The prayer about the cavities and openings is a quote-unquote woman's prayer.
So,
like, the men say the thank God you didn't make me a woman, and the women say thanks for my openings and cavities.
I don't believe that is true.
Oh, okay.
I like this is why I haven't earned this. Is like I'm invoking a tradition that I really don't know much about, and like people ask me about cultural appropriation for Hindu stuff. In some sense, I feel like I know that context more because I've been to the place where it's done. Mm-hmm. I haven't, like, practiced with Haredi Jews.
Right.
And so I'm pulling a lot of these things from their tradition out of context, and I'm using it to suit my own. I believe that both of those prayers are said by men in different contexts. So the not making me a woman prayer is said in the morning when you're washing your hands, or just before. Yes. And the openings and cavities prayers is said after you use the bathroom.
Oh.
Yeah. Like it's a very explicit prayer. Like it's referring to like the intimate spaces of your body.
That's really cool in a way, though.
Yeah.
Where you're drawing a really explicit bridge between like the sacred and the profane.
Yeah.
Like, you take a shit and then you thank God.
Thank you for giving me this hole.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't know what I would do. I
wouldn't be able to live because things. Yeah. Did you know that things have to constantly go in and out?
Yeah.
Huh. I made up a story in my mind that the cavities and openings prayer was a quote-unquote women's prayer.
I mean, it is a women's prayer.
Because the purpose of women is to reproduce, and so the cavities and openings are what allow them to build a baby inside and then push it out. Yeah.
Which I think is true. I think women say that prayer too. I need to understand it better. Mm-hmm. Like, I pulled it, like, from a website. I don't even remember what it was. I was looking at, like, traditional Haredi prayers. Like, I did some research. Mm-hmm. Not enough to actually explain to you the full context that these prayers are said in. Mm-hmm. And I've also modified the prayers. So, like, at this point, they're not, like, they're my prayers. Mm-hmm. I say them to Asherah. They mean something different to me than what they mean to the people who say them usually. And that's okay. But, yeah, they're interesting things.
It can be hard to communicate that to such a wide audience.
Yeah.
Every day.
Uh-huh.
Because if you're doing it yourself,
then I know what it means to myself.
Yeah.
It's different when I'm doing it in public, for sure. You love that I recognize it. Recognize what? There's too much in the chat. How do I feel about non-Jews who want to transition to Judaism? You do you, my friend. You do you. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't keep track of all the chat. I'm listening to my friend.
I would guess it's recognizing, like, what your process is.
Yeah. Most people on this live are so close-minded. It's amazing how happy. I'm so happy right now. Like, I love this. Like, this is my job? It's nuts that this is my job. Hello from Israel. Hi. or what I still don't know. There's quite a lot I don't know. Jolie likes the love that we're sharing. I'm so happy you're here, Jolie. Jolie went to Josie. I'm sorry. I read your name and like
everything's going so fast.
Yeah, your name is Josie. I know what your name is. Yeah, most of the comments are really positive. Josie goes to Tufts and leads a prayer thing there.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. We lived in Croft's house. It was nice. Jolie, your name is Jolie. I'm terrible. I'm so terrible.
You're not terrible. You're just sometimes spelling isn't your strong suit, and maybe this is a version of that.
Yeah. Well, because okay.
Everything is moving very fast.
Everything is moving very fast. I do really appreciate like the actual interactions that we have, even if I have consistently messed up your name for as long as I've known you. That's really quite embarrassing. But are you all farmer? Yes. She's more of a farmer than me.
You've become somewhat of a goat farmer, though.
I'm somewhat of a goat farmer. Yeah, and like I made this video about hay. It very convincingly looks like I was bucking hay all day. I was actually just filming it, but.
You can't film and buck at the same time.
No, I can't. Well, should we move on? We should move on.
Okay.
I'm just gonna skip some. What do I want to do?
Can I tell you a little fantasy that I have that I don't think will happen, but maybe?
Yeah.
Is that you will do an anthropological study of Haredi Jews as both genders.
That's my intention. And that's also like...
You might not be able to write a best-selling salacious, is salacious the right word, book about it or whatever, but like that you'll have the experience.
Yeah, I want to interact with that community as both a man and a woman, and like that is inherently fraught because it,
right,
like,
of course it is.
Like it's fundamentally deceitful.
Yes, there's no way that it could not be understood by folks in the community as like deep deception.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But also me being a woman is like fundamentally like that's this trope, like trans
right.
women are hiding their
right.
penis.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that invited the trolls in. Anyway, I just genuinely think that would be.
Are there actually any religious Jews in here? I wonder. Probably not. I think what I do is too heretical for them. But yeah, I intend to explore highly gendered spaces from a gender fluid perspective and ability. Mm-hmm. And we'll see what I learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe we could just do Arati. Maybe that's just. I like it when you're here because you're really interesting. You're very thoughtful and interesting. Did you know?
Sometimes I know that. Yeah.
Well, it's 10:30 and you're drinking coffee, and we get to talk in the morning. And I like talking to you about these things. And I don't actually have to do all of the prayers that I do every day. We did the Shema. That's the most important one. We did the Shema a whole bunch of times.
You said you like requests. You could take requests.
I do like requests. I could take requests.
We could just do that.
Yeah, so you have a minute. If you have any song requests that you think I might know, we could do those. And then I'm going to switch and we're going to do the Arati, because my friend here knows the Arati. You don't have to say it with me, but I'm also I'm running late and I want to be out around 11.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So do the goats, I hear them.
Yeah, my goats are hungry. I haven't moved them in 4 days. They're grumpy. And I need to feed the goats.
They've gone on long walks and gone out to eat, just so that nobody is like, oh my god, you're abusing your animals.
Yeah, they're fine. They're completely fine. They're just really needy. they're little babies, and they don't know how to manage their emotions.
They would like to go for a walk.
They would like to go for a walk.
And they will very soon.
Moden Ani is your fave. I should. Jolie, will you send me a link to, like, I know that prayer, but I don't actually know that prayer enough to do, but I will learn it. Like, you know more You know more about this than I do, and I would love to learn that one. Send me a link in the server, and I will learn it, and I will sing it on this live stream. I will absolutely do that. Yeah.
That's great.
Mm-hmm. You wonder if you can join the live? Yeah. You absolutely could. If you want to. Maybe we should coordinate a little bit. But like, if you want to come on this live stream and we could pray together, like, I would love that. I would absolutely love that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
That is what I want. That's absolutely what I want. Yeah, Kim wants me to do the Edward Sharpe song. Maybe I'll do that one. You missed the event yesterday. You're so bummed. I will do it again soon. I had time yesterday to do pranayama on my server. But I will do pranayama on the server again. So you can join the server. Yeah. Should I do Edward Sharpe? Someone asked. I can do Edward Sharpe. I like that prayer. It goes like this. I don't want to pray to my maker, no. I just want to be what I see. Not just who I am, but the pink in golden land and that wide, wild sky over me. Help me to the sun, hey, I'm looking everywhere. See, I'm looking to become not the prayer, but the prayer. And I don't want to pray, no. I don't want to pray, no, no, no. I don't want to pray, we don't want to pray. Pray, and it's not much good to talk, better to walk it. Ooh, not much good to take, better to give. We are done, forgiven, and forgotten of our sins, and I promise you, my friends, all that dies will live again. So, pardon, God and Mom, what I'm saying isn't fair. See, I'm looking to become not the prayer, but the prayer, and I don't want to pray, no. I don't want to pray, no, no, no. I don't want to pray, we don't want to pray. Pray. Okay, sure. Hi.
Hello.
We're gonna do this thing?
Is this gonna be hosted on my platform or yours?
It's both. We're both live now.
Yay. Oh, cool. I don't know if I can see any comments, though.
You can't see any of my comments. All you can see are your comments. But that's okay. They can all see you.
Cool. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Please be nice.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Jolie. I've been watching this stream for a few weeks now. We're both Tufts. Well, I'm a Tufts student. Teresa is a Tufts alum.
I have to answer this phone call. I'll be right back. The doctor is calling. You just keep doing you. This is great. This is perfect timing.
Yes. Cool. So I get to take this over.
Yes.
And I can't see the comments on Teresa's live, but if you join on my side, then I can answer comments. But I'm also Jewish and spiritual and LGBT and would dream about living on a commune, but that's probably not going to happen.
Okay.
Hello, all the people who are coming and saying hi. But yeah, I'm Jewish and spiritual, and we have our own practices, spiritual practices, but a lot of my views and beliefs surrounding Judaism and spirituality are like I was raised Jewish, Reformed Jewish, if you know what that means. And I'm now just kind of like, this was a book written by people, and all of these stories are stories written by people. There's a lot of good knowledge and wisdom in there, as well as, I love practicing spirituality. It's really, regardless of if there is, I personally worship the divine, whether that's just a divine feeling in myself or that's an actual thing out in the universe. I don't know. I don't really care. But yeah, some communes are cults, not all of them. Anyways, I was saying Moda Ani.
Thank you so much.
I can actually, I wonder if I can, my phone's on very low battery otherwise.
Hi, thank you so much for that. That was you're so good. I had to reschedule my doctor's appointment.
Oh, hell yeah. I have a guitar and I can play stuff, but I can also just sing things without guitar. It would take a bit for me to like pull up the chords and get all that set up. But here, let me see if I can.
Whatever you feel most comfortable with. Up, and she's gone. Oh,
Nope.
no, you're back. Hi.
I'm 6% battery, so I'm trying to figure out how do I set this up while also not losing my entire.
Maybe just do it a cappella then. Maybe sans guitar if you have 6% left.
Oh, okay. Here we go. I'm also wearing pajamas, or you know.
Me too. Not that you can see me on TikTok, but you can see me on Facebook.
I'm gonna get my guitar and get some chords.
Okay.
Because
Great.
I got this right.
This is so cool. And there's some
There we
interesting
go.
trolls.
There we go. I don't have my glasses on, so I could not read that word. I was like, does that say milk? What does that say?
My mod's got it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
They're not wrong, but they're not right either.
Yeah.
Is that appropriate?
Uh-huh. Baruch Hashem. What do I do? Right now I hang out on the internet and sing with my friends. That's my job. Isn't that wild?
It's not your own.
So when I was on my camping trip,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to bring the guitar, but we ran out of space. So I printed out all these chords and then never even used them. So
You gonna go?
I actually really have to go, but I like
Okay.
this very much. I'm glad
Yeah.
it's happening.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
okay.
What an interesting live stream.
Yeah.
I may not actually have Modani printed, but there's another one that I really like. Yeah, I did not print Modani, but I also really like this one. I haven't. Oh yeah, that's easy. Okay. I like Modani. I also really like Yehi Leratzon. Let's just see. Okay, that's fine. Oh, okay, never mind. This is. I do not do that one that often, and my voice is mourning and awful, but
You're doing
that's
great.
one that I love.
Thank you so much for sharing
Thank
that.
you. I also have one other one that I'd like to share.
Yeah, do one more and then we'll wrap up.
Okay, so this one is Olam Chesed. I do this, so I lead fun spiritual services. Cool, there's I lead fun spiritual services at Tufts, and this is one that I do every time. It's called Olam Chesed. Olam Chesed Yibana basically means I will build this world out of love. I mean, as we've seen in the comments, we want to have as much love as possible. I think, a lot of people are really angry these days, and anger is a really useful fuel. When you're angry against injustice, angry for the people you love. But at the same time, anger only goes so far and it can burn out very quickly. So trying to tap into love as well as anger, all the different emotions, and using them as fuel to make the world a better place. That's what Olam Chesed to me is about. Olam Chesed Yibana, Yadadai, Dadai, Yadadai, Dai. 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 I will build this world from love. Yadadai, Dadai, Yadadai, Dai. And you will, you must, you must. You will build this world from love. Yadadai, Dadai, Yadadai, Dai. And if we build this world from love, Yadadai, Dadai, Yadadai, Dai. Then God will build this world from love. Yadadai, Dadai, Yadadai, Dai. Olam Chesed Yibana, 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 Yadadai, Dadai, Yadadai, Dai.
Thank you so much. This was not what I expected when I went live this morning, but I'm so happy to share space with you. It's really great. And
I hope the folks on your end appreciated that, since I don't see any of those comments, but...
Yeah, I mean, there's an interesting mixture, right? I mean, because it's full of trolls, so some people wanted you to leave, right, but other people didn't, and, I want you here, yeah, so...
Some people are like, get this girl out of here.
Yeah, but, I'm not actually interested in having the Teresa show. I have polish, but that's not what I'm doing. We're doing community building. That's what it is, and yeah. So to be able to share this space is actually the point. So thank you so much. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna wrap up.
I hope
and your battery's about to die.
I'm plugged in. But
You're plugged in
now, so you can do your last wrapping up stuff.
Yeah, I'll do RT and then I'll have breakfast and then I'll get started with my day. But let's do this again soon. And like post resources in the Discord. I will learn them. Like I will absolutely. Like I want to sing with you.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Shalom, everyone.
Shalom. Let me perform for you. Well, stick around, build a relationship, and then yes, you can. I want to share space with others. That's what it's all about. Okay, so let's wrap up with Arati. I like to conclude with Arati. The word Arati in Sanskrit means flame or light. So we'll do Arati and then Kaddish, then we'll have some breakfast, and then we'll move on with our day. Is it quiet for anyone else? Oh gosh. I wonder why after co-live the volume does get lower. Alright, well, if this is... It's quiet. Fuck. I'm gonna... if the volume's been affected, just turn up your volume all the way up and you can hear. Seems to be a thing when I share. Well, I'm gonna try something. A little bit, but you can hear. I'm gonna shut down my live and then immediately start it up again. And we'll see if that goes. I know you can still hear me, and it probably doesn't matter, but like if this is consistently an issue, I would like to know how to solve it. Alright, so I'm gonna end the live, and then I'm gonna come right back. Okay? End now. Okay. Alright. So, we'll see how many of you return, right? There were 50 in the room. Hi, Kieran. Hi. Much better? That fixes it? Back to normal. Alright. Well, it's good to know that that is a solution. It's funny, so in order to do that, I have to lose my entire audience. That's a frustrating TikTok quirk, but it's also an interesting filter. I can be like, hey, I'm going and coming back, and we'll see who shows up. Maybe it'll just be 20 of you. But that gives me very interesting information about who's actually in the audience right now. I like you all. Y'all are the good ones. Okay. So, we're going to do Arati, and then Mourner's Kaddish, and then I'll have some breakfast, because I'm hungry at this point. And, the good ones, yes. TikTok, the whole thing is just a giant audience filter, right? I get exposed to literally millions of people, and of those millions, a handful of them actually understand what I'm saying. And those are the people that I actually want to pay attention to. Yes, you did a fantastic job, Jolie. Thank you so much for all of that. I actually, I haven't known how to process, what this is. All of a sudden I have a platform that I've dreamed of having for a decade more. And now I have to, think and, actually imagine what I want to do with that platform. And of course the thing that I want to do is share it with people. I don't just want to, put myself on a pedestal. And so to see a community forming around what we're doing is one of the most gratifying things that I've ever experienced. So thank you all so much for being here. Yes. Yeah. Isn't that ridiculous? Yeah, I get trolls that are in here repeatedly oh, this girl again. How terrible. Maybe I should just interact with her and then TikTok will show her to me less. Oh, it's nuts. Alright, so, Arati. Let's wrap up with Arati. No, you cannot join my commune. But we can still interact. My commune is not open for membership right now. The word Arati means flames. Light. Jaya Jaya Ratiya Vina Vinayaka Vina Vinayaka Shri Ganesha Jaya Jaya Ratiya Subramanya Subramanya Kartikeya Jaya Jaya Ratiya Venugopala Venugopala Venuola Papa Vidura Navanita Chora Jaya Jaya Rati Venkanta Ramana Venkanta Ramana Sankata Harana Sita Rama Radhe Shama Jaya Jaya Rati Gauri Manohara Gauri Manohara Bhavani Sankara Samba Sadashiva Uma Maheshwara Jaya Jaya Rati Raja Rajeshwari Raja Rajeshwari Tripura Sundari Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Mahashakti Jaya Jaya Rati Anjaneya Anjaneya Hanumanta Jaya Jaya Rati Dattatreya Dattatreya Trimurti Avatara Jaya Jaya Rati Adityaya Adityaya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jaya Rati Sanistaraya Sanistaraya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jaya Rati Sankarachaya Sankarachaya Advaita Guravi Jaya Jaya Rati Sadgurunata Sadgurunata Shivananda Jaya Jaya Rati Vishnudevananda 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 Jaya Jaya Rati Agastya Munaye Agastya Munaye Shriyama Priyaye Jaya Jaya Rati Ayappa Swamine Ayappa Swamine Dharma Shastave Jaya Jaya Rati Jesus Gurave Moses Gurave Buddha Gurave Jaya Jaya Rati Muhammad Gurave Guru Nanak Gurave Samastya Gurubho Namaha Jaya Jaya Rati Venugopala Natatra Suyabati Natandrakaratam Nema Vidyabati Kutayamagni Trameva Bantamanabandi Sarvam Tasya Basya Samidam Vivanti Om Gange Kayamune Kaiva Govari Saraswati Narmade Sirikaveri Samastitam Namo Namaha. Neither the sun shines there, nor the moon, stars, and lightning. So from where does this light come? When that shines, everything shines after that. By its light, everything else is lit. Can you explain a little once you're done singing? What is it that you're singing? I'm interested. So, that prayer was called Arati. The word Arati in Sanskrit means light or flame. It is the closing prayers for the Shivananda tradition, which is a Hindu yoga guruship. Shivananda was a guru in India who sent acolytes to the United States, who started ashrams, and I spent a lot of time at one of those ashrams, and I've learned their liturgy, and I like to share it with you during this stream. It is not Jewish, it's Hindu, but you'll notice in the last words, that the last verse, Jaya Jayarti Jesus Gurave, Moses Gurave, Buddha Gurave, Jaya Jayarti Muhammad Gurave, Guru Nanak Gurave, Samastya Gurubho Namaha, right? So it lists all of the gurus, all the major gurus of the major world religions, right? Obviously there are thousands of other gurus that could be listed here, but the theology of this tradition is very accepting of other divinities, and in fact, I mean, that's one of the insights of Hinduism that I really appreciate, is like, it's not exclusive, right? There's room for 1,000 stories, 10,000 stories, right? Jesus can be a reincarnation of Vishnu, and it can be theologically consistent, right? Moses can be a reincarnation of Shiva, and it can be theologically consistent. Yahweh has a place among the Vedic gods. Of course, not all Hindus would say that, but the people that I have prayed with in the Shivananda tradition would. I believe that is why it is in their liturgy, and so I like to share it with you all. Alright, so we can conclude this prayer now with a dedication song that sounds like this. Tvameva mata Japita Tvameva Tvameva Bandusha Saka Tvameva Tvameva vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Kayena Vacha Manasindriyarva Buddhyatmanava Prakriti Sabhavad Karomi Adyad Mangalam Parasmahe Narayana Iti Sarmar Payami Savadharmam Pravichaya Mimikam Savarnam Vrija Aham Sva Sarva Papaya Mokshayami Masucham. Whatever actions I perform with my body, speech, mind, senses, my nature, my intellect, or my emotions, all these I dedicate to you, to all of you. Thank you so much for being here with me today, for praying here with me today. It is a unspeakable experience. I am so grateful. Alright, so now we will conclude with a Kaddish, which my name is Kaddish, right? Teresa's Kaddish, my username. That is my name, that's the name I go by, Teresa Kaddish. The word Kaddish means holy in Hebrew, and it's very old. There's a city on the Syrian coast named Kadesh that was destroyed thousands of years ago. And there's a goddess named Kadesh. Here's an image of her. Sexy goddess. So this word means many things. But for most Jews, it has come to be associated with death because the mourner's Kaddish is the most common Kaddish. Kaddish means holy. Holiness and death are tightly linked, right? The serpent eats its tail. It is alive and dead at the same time. And so we will say Kaddish for all of the people who died yesterday of coronavirus and for all those other sources of death and suffering that have plagued the living since our lineage began 3.8 billion years ago and will continue to torture us until we are all done. And for the last 2,500 years, my ancestors have been saying the following words in response to death. Yidgadal v'yidgadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach yotei v'yamlich mal chodei, b'chayachon v'yamechon v'chayed kol beit Yisrael, b'gala b'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah miva'arach li'olam al mei al maya, yidbarach v'yishtabach v'yidba'ar v'yirmam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalei v'yitalal shemei d'kudisha baruchu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechimata, d'yamiran b'yalma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yachol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. O say shalom b'mirma, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'yachol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. O say shalom b'mirmav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'yachol Yisrael v'imru v'imru. Amen. Thank you all so much for joining today. Especially Jolie. Thank you for sharing those prayers with us. Let's do that again soon, okay? We can coordinate. Send me some of the material that you use. I will learn it. And we can coordinate and perform together some other time. Yes, absolutely. Okay. I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to eat some rice and kale. I'm going to take off the tallis. And then I'm going to start my day. Can you talk about the concept of the end of the world and the equivalent of Satan in Judaism? So I don't know exactly what you're referring to there. I can tell you that historically there was quite a lot of apocalyptic literature that was written in the centuries prior to Christ, right? Like, Jesus did not emerge out of a vacuum, and there were many Jews who were writing apocalyptica, right? Stories about the end of the world. And in those stories, yes, Satan became elaborated into something different than what it was originally. So Satan in the book of Job is the first time that Satan makes an appearance. The Satan makes an appearance in Hebrew. The Satan means the challenger, the questioner, right? So he is one that questions God, which is very different than like a devil. But divinities evolve. Yahweh evolved, right? The conception of Yahweh that was 4,000 years ago is not the conception of Yahweh that was 2,000 years ago, or the conception of Yahweh that is today, right? Like me telling you that Yahweh is a patriarchal asshole, like abusive sky dad in the sky, right? Like, that is a modern interpretation that many people would take offense to. So in the same way, what Satan is, the character of Satan, has evolved tremendously over time, and I don't actually know what you mean by Satan. What I mean by Satan is, I don't think about Satan very much, to be honest. Like, Yahweh, Satan, they're the same character to me. Yahweh Echad, all is one. How strange that some groups believe it is blasphemous to question God. Yeah, really what they think is blasphemy is to question the authority of their social structure, right? Like, God is just, particularly in the Abrahamic faiths, like, God is a stand-in for a certain kind of social order, right? Yahweh is a social construct, just like gender or anything else. And there are certain societies where, yes, it is indeed blasphemous to question that social structure. And in other societies, it's more acceptable. Alright, I'm gonna turn the camera around so I can eat. I'm hungry. Taylor, I'm sorry, I didn't greet you, but I saw you. You're here. I'm really glad that you're here. How are you doing today, Taylor? Okay. Ba-ba-ba.